In this video, I will be calculating the standard deviation of the list -5, -3, 0, 2, 4, and 8. The first step for method 1, there are two methods for calculating the standard deviation in this class, although the second method is subject to rounding error. So for method 1, the first step is to find the average of your list. So we have -5 plus -3 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4 plus 8. Since there are 6 numbers in the list, we divide by 6. And if we plug that into a calculator, we'll find that that is equal to 1. Step 2 is to find the deviations from the average. To find the deviations, we take each number and we subtract the average from it. The first number in the list was -5. We subtract 1, we get -6. -3 minus 1 is -4. 0 minus 1 is -1. 2 minus 1 is 1. And 4 minus 1 is 3. And 8 minus 1 is 7. So now we have a new list of deviations: -6, -4, -1, 1, 3, and 7. Now that we have the deviations, we find the root mean square of this list of deviations. To find the root mean square, we read the 3 letters backwards: square, mean, root. So our step 3 here is to find the square of each number in the list. -6 squared is 36. -4 squared is 16. -1 squared is 1. 1 squared is 1. 3 squared is 9. And 7 squared is 49. Step 4, we find the mean. That is equivalent to finding the average. And we're finding the average of the list of squares. So we take 36 plus 16 plus 1 plus 1 plus 9 plus 49, and we divide by 6. So let me use the calculator here. So we have 36 plus 16 plus 1 plus 1 plus 9 plus 49. And that equals 112, and we divide that by 6 to get 18.667. Step 5 is to find the root, and I mean the square root of the previous answer. So we take the square root of 18.667, use the calculator here, take the square root, and our answer is 4.320. That is the standard deviation of the list. That's method 1. Method 2 says that the standard deviation is equal to the average of your entries squared minus the average of your original list squared. Let's recall that our list was -5, -3, 0, 2, 4, and 8. And we found above that the average of this list was 1. That means the average of entries squared is 1. So we know what this part here is. The first part, average of the entry squared, we want to square our list. Be careful here, we do not find the deviations. We square the original list to get 25, negative 3 squared is 9, 0, 4, 16, and 64. Now we find the average of this list. 25 plus 9 plus 4 plus 16 plus 64, and we divide by 6. Let's use the calculator. 25 plus 9 plus 4 plus 16 plus 64 divide by 6 equals 19.667. Now we can plug the values into the formula. 19.667 minus 1. So it's the square root of 18.667. And that should be just like what we found above, but let's verify. Take the square root, and once again we get 4.320. And that is how you find the standard deviation of a list.